messiness of this type of gardening with no-till mulching. These are two seed beds that we're just getting prepared for putting some carrots and lettuce, spinach, maybe some turnips in. This is an area that was lightly mulched last year. We didn't really have time to mulch it as thoroughly as I wanted to. But you can see I've just taken and pulled the mulch to the side, and you can see that there's a little clover that's coming up in here. I intentionally leave clover. You can see there's clover out here in the background. I leave it in the aisles just so that there's plants that are growing in the off seasons, fall and spring. It keeps photosynthesis happening, and that mycelium symbiotic relationship going, so that there's constantly plants creating sugar to be able to go into the mycelium network and feed the bacteria in the soil. And this is all about soil health. If you look at this top layer of soil, it's really dark, rich soil. That's partly because of the decaying mulch that we're putting on top, but it's also just that the energy that's coming from the plants and going into the soil. I just wanted to show how the soil and the farming method looks a little bit messy. We've got plants that are left from last year. There's weeds. There's the clover that I'm intentionally leaving, and very quickly though we're able to just part the mulch to the side, pull the weeds out because it's not been compacted by machinery. The soil is pretty easy to work by not tilling it. The richest soil is left right at the surface where the new seeds will have easy access to it. And then when you actually go to pull weeds, it's amazing how easy they are to pull. Let's go and see if we can find some aggressive weeds here that we can.
This bucket's for making liquid compost over here.
So you can see with the mulch soil, the weeds come up very easily, and when we do, there's oftentimes worms that are right inside the root systems. This first clump that I pulled up had, well, you can see here there's a little worm crawling right around in there. It's really interesting to me how often when you pull up something that the worms are right there in the root systems. And again, just the roots just come out very easily, and we can take these and throw them right in the compost and keep feeding the soil. And when you get into weeds like this witchgrass that have been a continual bane in my gardening experience, they have these really long root systems. In my previous experience, they always tend to just snap right off, and then you're left with roots in the ground, and you just can't get rid of them. But with this mulch, they tend to follow the bottom of the mulch instead of driving in deep trying to get nutrients and moisture. And so when you go to pick them up, oftentimes you'll be able to get one end, and you can just pull up the whole string of plants. And it's a whole lot less work to get rid of. We've eliminated all of the effort in doing all of the tilling. I used to take this piece of ground and I would harrow it with a bulldozer and the harrows. I would start as soon as I could get on the ground, and I would do it maybe 4 or 5 times, a couple hours each time, and then I'd rototill. So the amount of petroleum and the expense of running the machinery, plus my time to do it, you can replace that with just time pulling some weeds, which would have been there anyways, because those tillage methods just wouldn't get rid of the weeds. But that time can be instead spent collecting leaves, or chipping wood for wood chips, or collecting rotten hay from farmers that can't use the rotten hay. There's a good example of the weeds growing right in the mulch, and you can just pull them right up with the mulch. So I'm just prepping this bed for seeding. So I'm just raking it out a little bit. I'm just, getting the tines in about an inch or so, just to break up the soil on the very surface so that the seeder will be able to run in here, and just to help kill some of these clover seeds that are growing in here, and trying to keep the mulch out of the way so that the seeder doesn't get plugged up. Okay, so this is our seeder. We're just pouring some seeds in here. This is a little seeder that was developed by Elliot Coleman and sold by Johnny Selected Seeds. So my preferred method is to just put them in one of the hoppers, and then so I just need to check and make sure that it's actually the right size to drop the seeds out. And you can see as I spin it, it's dropping seeds out. So this is a great way of saving on seed cost, and it just puts a little strip of seed out. These are our short season carrot seed that we're doing right now. I like to go over a couple times just to make sure that I got good germination. This is little finger baby carrots. We were requested to do small carrots by our customers, so this is a new variety that we're doing. And then I'm just set over, I'm doing my rows about 8 inches apart in this bed, and that's going to enable us to be able to mulch in between. Oftentimes mulch about 3 times during the course of the carrots' growth. Come through and thin them out, weed them, and remulch, and it just really gives good nutrients for the carrots, and they grow great, have good flavor.